Recently I beat every Silksong boss doubles playing as a knight, and not to glaze myself, but it was pretty easy. However, I thought about it, what if I quadrupled the boss fights this time? So I got in game, turned up the multiplier, and swapped Hornet into her superior brother. Now, since we are essentially fighting a 4v1, and sometimes even an 8v1, it's only fair that we give the little knight every charm of my liking. I hopped in game and the results will actually surprise you. I'll be honest with you guys, I just hopped on to play. I did not expect to get flashbanged in the middle of the night. That's a lot of laces. Almost enough to fill in 2 pairs of shoes. Well, that's 1. That's 2, 3. Oh my, I can't see. I have all the choruses on the knight and they're still struggling to keep up. That's something else. I know this is pretty possible to do, but looking at 4 savage beast flies just pounding on a wall not being able to break it is kind of menacing. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is really doable, this is pretty easy, but it's just kind of overwhelming for me to see 4 savage beast flies just coming at me. Alright, pause. Okay. Alright, okay. Well, that's 1. You just know the Descending Dark is going to be my best friend throughout this run. That's 2. 3. Alright, 1 more. Alright, that wasn't so hard. Anything that's even remotely close to the knight's head is getting obliterated. The unfortunate thing about the Skull Tyrant, none of the spells really work on him. I mean, look at this. I just hit his head so many times, it didn't even do damage. Oh my god, the whole background just turned blurry, I cannot tell what's in the back anymore. Okay, this looks way too perfect. Donk. Oh, the knight's getting jumped. You can just look at him like he's just getting jumped. Yup, 4 hornets, that's pretty normal. Forget 100 men versus 1 gorilla. Let's do a video where there's 100 more wings and 1 knight pogoing. That just makes a lot of sense for me for some reason. I feel like that's doable. That's 100% doable. Mooring just came on my screen, and I can't see anything because of it. Alright, thank you for clearing up. Forget the last judge, we got the whole jury here, and they're all trying to jump me. I'm kinda scared. Okay. Descending Dark, don't fail me now. Alright, that's 1. You can get the rest of the 3, right? Oh, it's gonna explode. Wait, what? Wait, the explosion killed all of the last judges. That's insane. That's just plot armor. Oh my god. I really like fighting this boss playing as a knight because the bitch shriek just takes out all of them. Like, look at this. That's another one. That's 2 down right there. Right off the bat. That's 3. And I just have another 1 left. Now it's just a regular game now. That's pretty insane. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys, Phantom kind of overwhelmed me, and having 4 of them on the screen is just a death sentence for me. Now, you might be wondering why some of the health bars go jaggedy and riggedy. It's because I had to kind of share their health altogether. You can see them taking less damage per strike. Or else the game just goes beep-boop. Oh my god. You see, this is what I mean. Now imagine this while 2 of them are still jumping you. The Descending Dark is doing so much for me. It's actually insane. I like how Horn is just trying to parry and the knight is just there like, no, me. I know this fight is supposed to be emotional, but having 8 of them jumping me at the same time is, I don't know. It's hard to feel bad for them. In one of my recent videos, I asked you guys whether or not it would be gay to crack some of these robots. Because, you know, it's modeled after a guy and they have the spirit of a guy apparently. I mean, look, it's just the Lumafly that's in there, okay? So I have to ask you, it's an inanimate object, how is it gay? Like, if you rub one off to a pillow in the middle of the night, it's not really gay because it's an inanimate object. It doesn't matter if the pillow is just shaped like a guy, it's still a pillow. You know what I mean? I mean, most of you did call me gay because of it, and some of you didn't, even though the number was very little. But if I was to rub one off right now to one of these robots, would it really be gay? I mean, it is just a drawing of a bug that isn't Okay, I'm stretching it, aren't I? It is pretty gay. Off topic, the whole screen is just their health bar. I mean, come on, I'm just gonna throw this out there. If I was to nut to any of these characters, it sure as hell wouldn't be the Clockwork Dancers. I mean, the Clover Dancers are... okay. Not the Clover Dancers, I meant to say Grandmother Silk, okay? I swear I'm straight. The Citadel heard of the knight being in Farloom and they sent every sentinel to deport him. Honestly, the only annoying part about these multiplier mods is that you have to turn each and every sentinel on by hand. You gotta rub them off and edge them to provoke them, otherwise they're not gonna want to jump you. Sometimes they even glitch out like that one over there. I mean, he's just shy, he's not feeling it today. Babe, give me 10 minutes, okay? I swear I'll be in the mood. It's not you, it's me. Recently I made a short where I was talking about how the Crawfather isn't really a bug but rather a crow, and a lot of you guys seem to disagree with me. I mean, I get it, okay? The journal says they're bugs, but come on, what possible bug in reality do you think influenced the creation of this NPC? It has to be a crow, right? Honestly, at this point I don't even know. What do you guys think? Like, be genuinely honest. Tell me in the comments what you guys actually think. I'm really curious. Boy, that is loud. There's 4 of them here. And that's a lot of damage. I think I can get one here. Oh god, oh god, we killed all of them. Oh, except one. All but one. There we go. Wait, am I just fighting one mommy? Where are the rest? Oh, there they are. I know you guys can see it, but I'm actually visibly salivating like a rabid dog looking at the screen right now. There's 4 god Mewtwo's on the screen. I cannot believe I'm saying this as a grown man, but I wish I was passed around by these 4. I would not mind being Farloom's neighborhood tricycle if I was passed around by these 4. Look at them, they bad. I don't even care if they're bugs, I want all of them.
3 hours later.
At least they won't run out of silk to tie me up, cause I don't plan on stopping. I'ma fill each one up like a Krispy Kreme donut. I don't give a shit. I ain't pulling out. These are the only women I ever want to hear screaming. The rest can watch while I drill into this one. We don't talk about whatever happened earlier. They're just bugs, okay? I was just kidding. After I got some clarity, my mind became a lot more clearer. Don't ask me how I got that clarity. My therapist says that these are just bugs. This is just a game. Alright, I need human interactions to get away from these. And such comments aren't good for me. He also sounded very worried, because he had apparently never seen a person who was in it for bugs. And he told me that I was special, which made me feel odd. I don't like going to my therapist, I ain't going to him anymore. He made me say all this. Off topic, I'm struggling here. You know the Baldur Shell doing a lot. I don't even know how I managed to get a heal off there. Finally. Honestly, the lace barriers are perfect for the night. Oh, y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that. Analyze this shit. Double sleep right. Deep. Ooh. Oh, deep we do. Don't we do someone? It turns around. Oh, that's 1. That's 2. See, everyone just shreds like paper when the knight is playing. I can tell this would take ages if I was playing as Horned. I don't usually include the gauntlets into my videos, but I am going to include it this time because, well, I think it's gonna be entertaining. But I need your opinion on this. Could you let me know in the comments whether or not you guys would want to watch the gauntlets? Because I know they're not usually this entertaining to watch because there's not that many enemies to deal with. But just let me know, okay? I'll be straight with you guys. I know this looks fun, but it's really fun. It's a lot more fun than it looks. I mean, it's just so satisfying. Damn. So we're gonna fight the whole opera this time and not just the singer. Gotta kill this one first. There we go. The last one should pop in now. I mean, this might look overwhelming to you guys because there's 4 Carmelitas on the screen, but believe me, it's not that hard to deal with because you could just hop into a corner playing as the knight and then you can just turn into a little bog to heal, which is really, really handy. And just look at this. See, even with the Baldur shell, you can just get it off safely too. I just gotta heal off. I probably should have equipped the Shade Sword instead of the Flukes this time. I think I could have gotten more damage off to a lot of these bosses. You know, this is why I think the memory bosses won't really be very difficult for me, playing as the knight especially. Because no matter how many of them there are, you can just kill one of them and the rest are just gonna be history. There's a cutscene in between, so it really helps with the whole dealing with multiple opponents too. However, this time I'm glad I picked the Flukes, because I feel like, yeah, it was a good decision. Quarter of the health is just gone right off the bat. That helps a lot. Also, Steady Body is just absolute clutch here. You know, this is the only boss I think that actually changes with the numbers of opponents that there are. Because it just kinda covers the whole screen. I have absolutely no place to go that is safe. Other than some of the corners, but that's pretty impossible to reach in certain situations. But I'm still somehow holding on. And even got 2 heals off. Amazing. 3. Okay. And then it's over. Wait. Wait, what's happening? Huh? That has never happened to me before. Did I glitch out? Oh no, never mind. I feel like the only reason, one of the main reasons, not the only one, the knight is really good at dealing with Silksong bosses is because of his invincibility frames after he takes damage. Like, it takes a while to regain his ability to take damage. He just tanks everything. Like, look at this. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Team Cherry actually added the knight as a playable DLC character in the game later on, in a New Game Plus or something, because he just works so well with the characters. He's just so fitting. It's actually insane. It's incredible. Oh look guys, it's the blah blue sleep like tuck. Beep boo meme. These are the guys that turn around. Oh, Lugol is getting absolutely shredded. I just know she's getting shredded. Or he, I don't really know what Lugol even is. All I know is that this guy's caked up. Or woman's caked up, I don't know. Ugh, imagine the smell. Musty. Ugh. I'm gonna put this gauntlet in the video, I don't care anymore. This just looks way too good to not put into the video. This is very satisfying. The Abyss Shrieks are so good and the Gamma-Fly's energy just covers the whole screen. It's just perfect. These guys do not stand a chance. Well, that's over pretty quickly. Your Honor, that's cheating. I was just standing there, come on. I was moving around and he was just standing there. I'm actually kind of worried I might die this fight, because the room is really small and I'm really low on health. I need to get a heal off. The Baldur Shell working overtime. Did I get a heal off? What? The UI is glitching out, the UI is glitching out. Can you imagine the knight's reaction to just a giant flea? Wait, I'm used to grubs, this ain't a grub. I mean, he is used to mimics, so I guess that's pretty similar. You know, throughout this particular boss fight, my whole strategy is to just run. Run, heal, use spell, run, heal, use spell. And it works just absolutely amazingly. You know, pogoing is not a good strategy when you're fighting a boss. Not every time, at least. But when there's so many bosses at the same time, it's the best strategy you have, because it gives you the least amount of damage. How do you even title a video like this anyway? 4 incredibly buff, strong, ancient, old men swinging their swords on a little child. Okay, I'm not even kidding, I know that sounds bad, but that's literally the whole video. I would put that title on my YouTube if it was just these 4 guys versus the knight. I'm not kidding. Honestly, I don't think this challenge would be possible without the Descending Dark. I actually don't think it's possible. Honestly, the only way Team Cherry can possibly make this boss fight a lot more enjoyable is by adding more pale stacks on the screen. I know it might bump up the difficulty a little bit, but having more bosses on the screen means there's more bosses to chase, and therefore less bosses to chase, because 2 of them can take up the same spot usually. I think that'd be better for the game. Because this boss fight is very boring. I do not like it, but having more of them on the screen, it actually makes it more enjoyable. I like how the knight is just short enough to go under any attack of any boss, which is just kind of perfect. I mean, most of these blades are just going over his head, which is really convenient for me. I just know this boss fight is gonna be fun. It's gonna be 8v1 really soon. I mean, this is pretty tame for what's about to come. I just know the whole screen is just gonna be filled with enemies and bosses. We're already halfway there. It's been a second since I last said that. Okay, that's 1. More are gonna pop out of the top right now. That's 2. Wait, there's 3 already? Okay, 1 of them already died. That's 4. Oh my, the whole screen is just filled with health bars. I can't even see anything. The fact that I'm even able to get a heal off is an actual miracle. I don't know why this is one of the only bosses Grimchild decided to show up. Now it makes you wonder, why wasn't he there for the other bosses? And it's kinda pissing me off. You cannot be slacking off. Child support doesn't come cheap. Not to mention you're a pretty mid charm anyway. Like, you take up 2 charm slots and you don't even do anywhere near the amount of damage you're supposed to be doing. On a side note, I really hope they add Grimchild into the DLC for Silksong. And I really hope they do him justice by not making him this bad, because he's just not worth having in the first game. Some of you told me that it was okay for me to skip the Pinstress fight, but I didn't want to skip her for this video because there's gonna be 4 of them. I mean, there's 2 of them on the screen now, 1 of them is just invisible. She should show up anytime now. And the other one should follow her very quickly. Yep, there's another one. And another one should show up anytime. Yep, that's 4. So like I was saying, you know, the only problem the Pinstress really has is that she's really passive. But having 4 of them kinda counteracts that and allows me to have fun, because I have too much on my plate right now. And since I have so much on my plate, it's actually fun dealing with them, since I'm actually engaged into the fight. So that's how you know the Pinstress is the problem. Realistically, the only way I think Team Cherry is going to fix this boss fight up is by adding the Seamstress along with the Pinstress together in the Pantheons, because this is just too underwhelming. Okay, this boss is just really annoying. Right now it's fine. Alright, I forgot to mention, you guys might notice that some of the boss fights are actually missing throughout the video. That's probably because some of these bosses don't really work with the mod. Like Shobio, for example, doesn't work if you were in case looking for him. Seth doesn't work, and some of those other bosses that I didn't include. I only included the bosses that actually worked, or well, kind of worked, like 2 of them, like the Crawfather. But the other ones I didn't bother to because it would be useless. Usually I do not like the Bell Eater boss fight because it's just too tedious and slow, but playing as the Knight and having 4 of them on the screen is something I actually prefer. And also I actually unequipped the Flukes because I feel like the Shade Soul is a lot better here, since it covers more area. The Descending Dark is doing wonders here. The Knight does insane damage. I usually do not mention this enough. That's one of them, by the way. One of them is dead. The Knight is actually insane at doing damage. It's not even his own game, it's Hornet's game, and he does it better than Hornet even in Hornet's game. It's just insane. 3 of them are still alive here, I think. Okay, that's 2. So 2 are done for. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's 2, that's 2. Okay, that's 3. It's really hard to keep track of, honestly. So much is going on the screen. It's shaking. It's hard to tell what's happening. It's yellow, red, white, more red, black, and the Bell Beast is just in the middle of the screen chilling. Oh, I think that did it. That Abyss Shriek did it. It's over. Yeah, it's over. That is loud. I know you guys can't hear it as loudly as I did, but that was insanely loud. That is loud, oh my god. See, this is what I mean. Pogoing is one of the best options for you to do when you have multiple bosses on the screen. Although it's not as reliable as it would be if there was 1 of them on the screen, having 4 of them is way too many. You know, just stay mid-air because most of their attacks are for the ground anyway. The Shade Soul is being an actual MVP here. It's like a cannonball, you just throw it at them. Initially I was kind of doubtful whether or not this whole run would be possible because of the first sinner and lost place. I mean, I've had 1 attempt at this fight previously before making this video, just to check whether or not this video was possible to make. And to my surprise, this fight was actually really easy playing as the Knight. There's reasons to this though. One being the Knight is incredibly small, so the bottom nail attack of the first sinners just go over his head. 2 is that the Shade Soul is perfect to stop any and all heals from the first sinners. And 3 is that the parries actually prevent the Knight from taking contact damage. This allows me to basically just spam my nail at whatever and everything just works out fine. I know this whole fight looks extremely messy, but I just would like to point out that I haven't taken damage in the past 15 seconds, and I still have 1 blue mask left. That's non-healable. I have hardly taken any damage this boss fight. Which is insane to me because so much is going on and it looks like it's really messy, but it's just working out for me somehow. Okay, so this is my 4th attempt at Lost Lace because too much happens on the screen very quickly. I had to enable forced share HP, causing each of the laces to match their health with the other one. Otherwise this would be near impossible. I mean, I'm doing 1/4 the damage, so I suppose this is fair. One strat I found fighting 4 laces at the same time is that I should spam the Descending Dark along with Quick Pogo since it's near impossible to heal. So it's best not to take damage to begin with. I had to switch to Hornet for a little bit because otherwise the Knight just kind of stands there idly and I just take free damage, which is kind of unfair. So I had to just cancel out the animation by swapping them. Okay, I can't lie, this is kind of fun. I'm having fun right now. Which is kind of the reason why I'm a bit quiet for this particular fight, because I'm a little focused. Because I'm a little engaged. Whoa, it's actually over. I did not expect to get this on my 4th try. This did not take me long at all. Also, why is he sleeping? Yo, wake up! This isn't what I pay you for. Wake the f up! If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing since there will be more like this. Also, watch some of these videos as well.